And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored, birth control for men. And we go out and hear what you have to say about it. But first, the doctor.
We may have a pill in the future that men are able to take to have oral contraception and perhaps not need the vasectomies and all these very expensive surgeries.
And products from the dark ages like condoms.
That's correct, Isaiah. This is very early on in its stages right now. They tested thousands of mice, and what they found is that it was 99% effective in providing oral contraceptive to the mice without any side effects. This is the first of its kind. It's a non-hormonal medication that doesn't affect the testosterone and other hormones that have potential side effects. What this medication proposes, and it targets vitamin A, which is essential in reproduction and fertility. And so with this, if this comes out and if the research shows great results from humans, this will be one of its kind that will come out without any side effects. That is big news.
Now, we've talked about mice. How far away are we from human trials? Therefore, how far away are we from getting it on the market?
There are different phases that these trials have to go through, Isaiah, and before they can be sent to the FDA for approval. Currently, it's in its first stage, which is the animal studies. The next stage that I anticipate we'll see it will be at the latter part of this year, and this study will be done on humans. So they will get a bunch of folks that are interested in this trial. They will do research on those folks, and then I anticipate sometime mid next year that we may actually have the breakthrough of this medication out in the hands of the public.
In like 1 year, really?
That's correct, Isaiah. There are ways to expedite some of these things, as we've seen with some of the COVID stuff. There are ways that they can discuss this with the FDA and get some sort of a authorization to at least release this to a certain amount, and then we may start seeing it rolling out even beyond that as well.
Now, one of the things I mentioned earlier was that the condoms are from the dark ages. However, you would still need products like that because of sexually transmitted diseases, right?
That's correct, Isaiah. This is just talking about oral contraception as it relates to that. You are still at risk for STDs. That is definitely one of the possibilities and that you have to be careful of. And the other thing is, this is not just a kind of a plan B medication as we have in the markets right now. This is a medication that has to be taken for a few weeks before it's shown to be provided good results, as we're anticipating.
And when we talk about oral contraceptives, we know the products out there for women have been around since the 1960s. What's their effectiveness? Like 99% as well, or what?
It depends on the method of contraception, Isaiah. There are oral contraceptions, and then there are IVs. There are things that get placed underneath your skin. There are IUDs as well. And so there are different kinds, and those are things that you have to discuss with your physician and your medical provider to see what's the best option, because some folks can't take those pills every day. Some want a long-term, long-term oral contraception. So it just depends on what your goals are and what your potential side effects that you would like to avoid, because a lot of these medications are hormonal based, which they may give you side effects of weight gain, headaches, and the like. And so that's why it's very important to talk to your medical provider.
And for men, will the oral contraceptive, once it comes out, will it be a daily pill or once a month, or we just don't know that right now?
We don't know that right now, Isaiah. What we know that the research, it was for 4 weeks that they looked at these mice. And so there's still a bunch of research that still has to be done before we'll get an idea of how often this medication will need to be taken. But one thing that they did find is that when they stopped administering these medications to the mice, their serum levels came back up. And so it may not be a quote unquote permanent fix or a long-term. It may be one of those where we're talking about a daily medication that folks have to take, or men have to take specifically to help keep their levels low. And at the time that they want to stop that, then they'll go back and resume normal activities without these pills.
We know some guys will be popping them like breath mints. Dr. Danish Ali, thank you so much for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored with this very important and groundbreaking news. Thank you, sir.
I actually thought about that today, and I think if I had like a son who is 18, 19, 20 years old in college, I think it would be something that would be good.
They should take it. I mean, we have to. There are a lot of things that women have to take that I don't think men understand. So this gives them a tiny glimpse into what we have to do sometimes daily. And for those of us who take the Depo-Provera shot, I mean, they can take the pill.
No, absolutely not.
No? You still prefer to wrap it or have her take it?
I would prefer to have children in my future, yes.
No, it's not going to stop you from having children.
We don't know that. It's still very new to the market, right? So you could go, it could affect you in the long haul, right? And we don't know. So I would not be the test. I wouldn't be the test dummy for that.
Yes, I think I should take birth control. I mean, women have been doing it for multiple years now, and I think the obligation or the accountability should be on them too.
Absolutely, yes, I would. For convenience, for assurance that, you're not getting your partner pregnant by mistake. So yeah, definitely.
I would, actually. I don't think the burden should only be on the woman.
I definitely think it should be an option. I mean, women have it as the option, so why not men?
Yeah, I would. It has to be equal. Like, if it's safe, if it's something that the risk makes sense, then why not try it?
I would take it, yeah. Well, my girlfriend takes birth control, and I know the struggle, I know the hassle, so I would take it just so she doesn't have to take it.
In the right setting is probably the wise thing to do. I'm at a different stage in my life. I'm really looking for that family. It's a time and place for everything.
Hell yeah. If they don't want to wrap it, they should take a pill. I agree.